Oh my. Welcome to the new show of Dick in the Box, where every box is left up to interpretation, because we're all dicks. What's up, people? How are y'all?
Hey.
Hopefully everything is going well in your life. I am drinking wine as usual, so you'll hear my glass tap the table several times.
Tippity tap, 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 tap.
As you should know, please subscribe, rate us. That's so important. Thank you guys for listening. I'm a little mellow tonight because, child, they got me talking about a serious topic. So we'll see how this goes. But guess who I have here?
Hey, everybody. It's me, Ryan. I'm in the building.
Yes. Ryan is in the building. And from last week, we have
Justin Smith making a return 2 weeks in a row.
You know, in some places that means something.
Right.
That means something in some places.
Yes, God, we got Justin Smith.
You get asked to come back. That's
Back to the couch.
Yes. So we have Justin Smith and Ryan Barker, Muse Creative Inc. in the motherfucking building. I done got a little wine in my system, so as you can see, I have came up, chill. So, what's going on? What's went on this week? Other than what we're gonna talk about in pop culture.
I'm learning how to puppy potty train, and and every day I have put this dog up for sale on Facebook. So if anybody wants to buy a teacup Yorkie, let me know, because he pisses me off every day.
Oh.
He comes with papers and his shot records.
Oh, okay.
He's $600. Thank you. Just let me know. DM me.
What about you, Justin? Anything going on this week?
Seeing clients. I think I didn't talk about a founder and therapist at the Court Center, so I specialize in seeing the LGBT community, providing counseling services. So another good week of helping the community and just being a space for people to get stuff out. And we'll talk more about a serious topic today that's close to my profession. So I'm really excited to be here tonight.
Yes. And me, I had the privilege, as y'all know, I do a lot of work with LGBT people, specifically people 18 to 30, because I think millennials are the new wave of change. And I had the privilege to go to Austin, Texas this weekend to the Texas HIV Health Equity Summit and present on personal commitment to ending HIV. So basically talking about personal responsibility and community, no matter if you just a porn star, you're taking dick on the regular, or if you're a teacher, we all have a personal responsibility to end HIV as people in the community. This child is going to try to give me a picture with my shirt off. You know, fat niggas normally don't do that, but pay it. Y'all are trying to fuck out of me. Anyway, so with that, let's do a little box chatter. First of all, Nicki Minaj and Safaree.
Over it, done. Let's move on. Just because I can honestly say I don't know where all this is coming from. And Nicki, someone said, Nicki, you are really trying to push these album sales? Because
well, I mean, controversy does work.
It does, but
it ain't so far.
But she's speaking on something that we have known for years. Like Safaree has been talking about it. She's never said nothing. She's never even mentioned him. And all of a sudden, now she wants to be. She's so vocal on Instagram and social. She's never used her platforms this much. So whoever her team is now, so I don't know. They're like, Nicki, you need to be more out there. Like you need to be more of a, I guess, an Instagram type. You see Cardi B popping off, so we need you to catch up with Cardi B. So I don't know, Nicki and Safaree has been really calm, cool, and collected. I don't know if it's if he's trying to gain the popularity of like, I'm not even gonna go at her like that. So I respect.
Well, child, number one, Lil Kim's hardcore album is climbing the iTunes charts.
Oh my God,
again.
it is because that album I actually listened to it for the first time this weekend. Dreams, the actual song Dreams, that whole album. Little Kim was a revolutionarian when it came to female hip hop. Mm-hmm. I love Queen Latifah, I love all of them, but Little Kim literally gave fashion.
She was the first. She was the first one to push like going pop from like rap. So that's one. Number two, Safaree had responded, child, and said that this morning he woke up with a 500K plus book deal and a hair club ambassadorship, child. So I mean,
a check is a check.
Everybody winning and stuff.
So thank you, Nicki. Thank you.
Something else that's going on is DK3 or
I don't care.
Kind of like partially Danity Kane is coming back for a tour. Supposedly the tour is supposed to be with the Dumb Blondes, which is Aubrey and Shannon. And Dunn solo stuff, and then some of Danity Kane.
Was you on Instagram who said I thought it looked like for a moment they added Janet Mock to the group? Is that you? Somebody said they didn't know that was Dawn. They thought that was Janet Mock. I said, girl, bye. Dawn, I'm over. Like DK3, y'all have done too much.
You over it?
I love you, Aubrey, though, since I actually do know you. I love you, but y'all need to let that dream die.
Didn't they end last time they got together? Didn't they end with like a fight, like a brawl?
Aubrey and Dawn got into a fist fight at a concert.
Like on stage?
Behind
stage. Okay.
And they went to social media and was talking about each other.
Well, I mean, many groups in our past have gotten into fist fights and come back together.
But I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I don't want to hear nothing they have to sing about.
I like the old song.
Bitch. Damn it. I thought that I love all of that, bitch.
But they can't sing no songs.
Why they can't sing no songs? Those Diddy songs?
Yes.
So they can only sing everything after.
When DK3 songs, they can't sing Danity Kane songs. Diddy makes sure of that. And you know, Aubrey and Diddy.
The game on me.
Aubrey and Diddy do not like each other at all. So he's definitely not about to let Aubrey make no coin.
Speaking of making no coin.
Damn.
Aretha in the hospital, y'all.
But actually she's doing better. She's alert, she's laughing. So they're trying to keep, you know, all the negative stuff away from her. But they say she's fine, but you know, they will. Aretha probably could have been dead for 3 days. We would never know though.
Yeah.
Aretha been battling for cancer for years. We never know. So, but Aretha, we love you, Queen of Soul, honey. If you are listening, if someone in your squad listens to this, Aretha, baby, you have a special place in my heart. Hey, Aretha from Got to Be Real on YouTube. Baby, your reads was the best. Hey, Aretha.
I love Aretha. She's a mean old lady.
She is mean.
That's a mean old lady.
That's a mean
Patty, what you over there doing, dog? Patty, you about to release an album, girl. I mean, I'm not trying to trivialize this woman's sickness, child, but I am interested in it.
No, it was DeAndre on Facebook. He said, Patty about to release a tour talking I'm still here. DeAndre,
I am still here.
I cannot stand you. But Patty did tweet and she said, you know, get well, the Queen of Soul, a true legend. Patty did tweet and send out some love, but they really don't like each other.
Why do you think they don't like each other?
The rumor was years ago, Patty and Aretha was talking about it, like it was at a concert, and Patty was talking about Aretha's age. And Patty was like, bitch, don't do me. Like, you don't know me. And Aretha was like, bitch, we about the same age, ho. Yeah. And Aretha has always thought she was that girl. She's literally like, what's that woman name? Anita Baker. Mm-hmm. No one messes with Anita because Anita swears she's just the grand. Aretha swears she's just the grand poobah. Mm-hmm. But which Aretha is though. I love Miss Gladys, but Anita. But Aretha, she is grand poobah. She is the throne.
Yeah.
So she has that right. But Aretha just swears she was better than everybody. And can't nobody.
Yeah, my favorite performance of Anita was when the Grand Poobah. My favorite performance of Aretha was when she had them saggy titties out. I think that was on Soul Train. Bitch, she had made saggy titties cute, bitch. Come, but I know that's right.
And that
Yes, titties.
and that little shake and go in.
Those the shake and go.
The ombre.
Listen, I didn't talk to y'all.
Ombre.
I didn't talk to y'all about those Synthes. I don't care if it's the 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or 2010s. I don't like no synthetic hair. Keep them Synthes where they stand.
But it's the brand Poobah. It's the throne.
Yeah.
But Miss Aretha could do that. She can pull it out the box record and just shoot, put it on and go. But now whoever not telling her about these things, Grandma, Aretha, Queen of Soul, baby, they looking at you.
She probably said, I don't care, look. That's what she said. What they gonna do? Keep on looking. Okay.
Oh, because she got a coin now.
She got a coin, a cute coin.
So she can afford some bundles.
Yeah.
Somebody can make her a cute little.
No, but on the real, I wouldn't be able to take Aretha with no Brazilian lace front.
And a cute little bag.
No, Riri.
The original Riri.
Riri. Yes. No. So I'm not gonna change the motherfucking mood, even though we talking about something serious, because we just talked nicely about Aretha. First of all, before we go on, well wishes to our family. We really do hope that she gets better, but she also has had an amazing life, an amazing career. Yeah, an amazing career. So I mean, if it's her time, it's her time.
She leaves a great catalog for us to listen to for years to come.
You're a legend. You're a legend and an icon before you pass away.
Yes.
That's all you could ever wish to do in your career. I only hope to be half as successful, half as impactful.
These girls want to be where you are, Aretha. Just know that.
So
that's why she wears shaking gown.
Huh. Anita thought she could shake it and go, but it didn't work out too well. But Anita would never stand on that throne.
So this week, while I was in Austin to open this box up, I saw on Facebook that this guy, I'm going to say his name, I do not know him that well. I've seen him in passing, but I'm saying his name because I believe in saying people's names, not necessarily to like degrade them or to diminish their character, but more so empower and in respect and inspiring this conversation. His name is Martez. I won't say his last name because I don't know if it is his last name, but Martez, he committed suicide. He hung himself, from what I can understand, allegedly. And everybody was posting RIP on Facebook this weekend. He had a message weeks ago or so saying about like he lost everything. He lost his connection to his family because he was outed by, I think, his lover.
Of course.
He had addiction to crystal methamphetamine, and he just, was waking up feeling like he did not want to keep going. And sometime this weekend, I'm guessing Friday night, Saturday morning, he hung himself. So I wanted to open up a conversation about suicide, depression, and coping skills. I think a lot of us won't admit, but a lot of us have been to the edge. Some of us have even attempted. I was reading something today, and it says that basically for every suicide, there's 25 people that attempt it. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. And almost 45,000 people in America die because of suicide each year. So it's obviously an issue because when you think about 44,000, let me do a little quick math. 45,000 people die per year, but for every 25, for every one suicide, it's 25 people that attempts. That means over 1 million people 1.1 million people attempt suicide each year. So it's obviously like an issue and we don't talk about it. So, I mean, before I continue, do y'all have like any stories of like attempted suicide or anybody in your family, anybody you know ever attempted suicide?
I really am about to cry because this subject is really like really heavy and just strong and just. But like after my mom died in 2013, I literally was like, "Oh yeah, this ain't no reason to go on. Like everyone else is fine. This is good. Like I lost my best friend, so I tried it, but it. How can I put it? They had to rush me to the hospital. I wasn't like I literally was like, "Let me like, why are y'all trying to keep me?" In my mind, I'm already gone. Like, let me go. But came back, and that's when I discovered therapy. My I believe in therapy, but suicide literally. If you see people on social media, or if you hear people like certain conversations you're having with people, and nothing is positive coming out of their mouth, pay attention. Like literally, pay attention to these people because they're giving you signs. They're crying out for help. But you're so used to them being happy go like, oh, they're just having a bad day. They'll get over it. No, those bad days come more often than many. So you literally need to start paying attention to what people are posting, saying to you, their clothes, like they're changing their how they dress, how they don't go where they used to go, they not watching what they used to watch. Like you literally need to pay attention. And I literally had gone through that phase. I was going through them phases. I stopped going places. I just stayed in the house. I can honestly, I was on Facebook writing little cryptic messages. Like I literally wanted someone to come and just be like, Ryan, like, ugh.
So what was your way of attempting suicide?
Even though they say it's the sad part about it, they say it's like the easiest way out. Literally, just take a whole bunch of pills and just sleep it on away. Yeah, I didn't calculate that too well because being a bigger guy back then, the pills I took, they just sedated me for like a couple hours. I was just knocked the fuck out. But I was literally throwing up because the pills I took was some strong ass. They was my mom's pills because she had health issues. So I'm thinking I'm taking these. I'm gone. But I took pills. Like I don't know anyone else's, but I took pills because I wanted to just peacefully go. Like I didn't want to have my grandparents find blood and all this nowhere. So I was like, let me just find me sleep and let me go to glory. That's what I want. But they had other plans for me, child, because I definitely woke up in the hospital telling my hey. Right.
My mom sort of in my mind she committed suicide. She called me the night before. My brother had stabbed another friend of the family, and she had stood between them trying to stop it, and she was just like, your brother, like, he's really killing me. And I didn't take it as anything because my brother has been a pretty devastatingly awful person. No shade. You'll probably listen to this. I haven't talked to you in 5 years. Hate you finding out my thoughts on this, but here we go. My brother stabbed this person. She was standing in the middle of him. She was like, he killing me. And I was just like, you either going to live for him, right, and die, or you're gonna live for yourself and live, because she was already very sickly, and she had diabetes really, really bad, and she ate. It was like right before the Halloween candy came out. Y'all know those 2-3 pound bags of candy. She ate all that candy, and the next day she was unconscious. She couldn't talk. And from there, that was the beginning of her death. So, yeah, I would agree. You have to watch the signs because I'm very desensitized to death, because death has been such a constant in my life. But you have to watch, like, because there's a difference in um, being comfortable dying and pushing yourself to die. You know.
I don't have a personal experience with it, with like anyone in my family or friends. But being a therapist and working in a psychiatric hospital for 2 years, where literally this is a place filled of people who have attempted suicide or who are actively suicidal and are in this place, sometimes against their will, sometimes family brought them there for basically this institution to keep them safe until they can be stable enough to be back in society, and functioning. And so that time, it makes you really, really empathetic and really see that suicide does not have a color. It does not have a socioeconomic status. To be in that place and see college students, to see housewives, to see adolescents, even adolescents, to see like they just don't feel loved. It's just like you really get to see how maybe everything can look perfect on paper and around them, but they can feel so alone, or they can feel hopeless or helpless. So it just makes you really think about people and like think about, okay, what's really going on with them, and taking the time to ask people what's going on.
Yeah, because this guy, no shade. I don't mind celebrating the dead in a way. This guy was motherfucking fine, bitch. He was fine, super cute, super popular. He was a ballroom kid. Had a lot of friends. I'm sure a lot of friends doing dope.
Oh, damn.
Right. No. I'm saying we all who we hang around. No shade. No. I'm saying, well, because this is the thing. Like we cope in very different ways, right? And people around us make it okay for us to cope in the way that we cope. For instance, I have never had like a suicidal issue, right? That's not my story, but I understand it. I really, really do understand it and empathize with it because of my mother. But I will drink myself into oblivion when I'm going through. Last year I was homeless around the same time. I didn't have shit going on but the rent. And a bitch would find any type of dollars, any type of connection to go to the bar. And when I tell you I would get so drunk, I'm first of all, I'm thankful that I don't have a record because DWIs are super expensive. But above that, I mean, it was just so many days where I would wake up and although not suicidal, I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day because alcohol, I don't know why they say alcohol is a depressant because when you're drinking just enough, you feel perfectly fine. But when you overindulge on alcohol, I can see why they call it a depressant because you move slow, you can't get up, you don't want to eat, you don't, like life feels like it just stops. And then when your life is already fucked up, it becomes compounded in a way, right? And so in the same way, like um, not to be rude, but like I am sure that he was around people that made it okay to do crystal meth. I'm sure,
of course,
my friends, because a lot of my friends do coke. I'm sure a lot of my friends, when going through their different issues, I see them around people. To some extent, the people that they're around think I do coke just because I'm around them, right? Because we hang around people that make it okay for us to cope. So how do y'all feel about the way, especially Black and or queer, right, people cope with these thoughts, these depressive thoughts?
One thing, above all, people are trying to escape. So whatever they're going through, whatever they're feeling, the toughness, they're trying to escape. That's why you see people going into the club and acting a plum fool. You like, oh, they having a good time, but they could be trying to escape something, whatever they're going through. And so whatever you choose, whether it's a substance, alcohol, it could be trying to escape what you're going through. But you got to find those coping skills that are healthy because you can't do negative coping skills for a long period of time because eventually it's going to catch up with you.
So what are some other like negative coping skills, right? Before that, like why do we talk about like escaping? Why do we choose like drugs? Because I was on the phone with a friend recently, and my friend was just telling me like he still doesn't make the connection with the fact that when he started crystal methamphetamine, he had just got laid off from his job. His mom had just went into the hospital, and he smoked it for the first time. And he was just hanging around people trying to find new weed, whatever. And they introduced him to Tina or ice or meth. And he started. And from there, he started selling it because he didn't have any money. From selling it, he would sell enough so that he could get high, right? So he would sell enough so he could have some to get high off the profits. And like today, although he is on his journey of separating himself from that addiction, he still doesn't connect it to the fact that you were escaping and running from a level of trauma. So like, why drugs though? I mean, Am I judging? I'm gonna stop lying and
No,
say
you're not judging. Like, my drug of choice was food. I had ballooned up to 500 pounds after my mom's death. Like, I was a whale. Like, I literally should have been on that show 600 pound line. Even though people swear up and down, I did not look it. But when that doctor told me how much I weighed, I was like, of course. Like, I see it. Like, I saw it. But other people was like, bro, you just jolly and just so lovable. No, bitch, I was dying. Like, I literally was killing myself slowly. Like, anything I could eat. Like, I wouldn't even be hungry. I had just ate a Subway sandwich. You catch me 15 minutes later at Burger King, excuse me, can I get a Whopper with some onion rings, a Dr. Pepper, please?
Yeah.
Right before I go to bed, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up. Ooh, let's go to Taco Cabana. They open. Can I get a Taco Cabana bowl, please? With some steaks, meat. I was just literally I was escaping everything that was going around because of my grandmother had gotten sick all of a sudden after my mama died. Then I was taking care of her. Then my aunt. Then my like it was just I was literally food was my escape. When people say like we make fun of it because watch these Sister Power Life, like how can people get that big? It is so real to get that big because you're just eating. You think people gonna die and have heart attacks? Oh no, your body can take a lot. Oh, your body can take a lot, honey. So I was just donuts. What's up? You come in my room, I'm under the bed, bag of candy, donuts. Like I had diabetes really bad, and that's how my mom died. Now she did not eat sweets, but she still was drinking the good margaritas. She was. But my mom was swole and down. I'm gonna die doing what I love. She still was smoking cigarettes and stuff. So that's what took her out. But the way you said your mom ate that bag of candy when I literally thought that was going to happen to me. I thought I was going to eat one time and there we go. But I don't think you're judging, but like we all have our things. But I think the reason why gay, queer, they turn to drugs, but just like you said, friends, it's easy to get.
It's there. It's available.
It's on the table at the club. It's when you go to your friend's house, you see a little vial or something.
Yeah.
It's a little key with it. Like it's so easy. So why not? And then you already not getting love at home, so you getting love from the drug.
Yeah.
Like the Usher song said, "Love in the Club," whatever that song was. So it's literally like Justin. But you're the expert on this conversation and dialogue. Like what? Like how? Like why?
Well, for me, one, since I'm not an expert with substances, with drug abuse, so there's also the physical aspect of it, of the addiction stuff there too. But I think we're just like more susceptible to influence. It's like it's there, and it's like okay, this could be escape or love or happiness for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When you're feeling agony all the time, that 5 minutes is like glory.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like some people fuck for a thing. They have sex to escape.
That's their escape.
Well, and I think it all adds up to the fact that we really don't have safe spaces. Being both black and queer, black people really just have the church, if we're really being honest.
Yeah.
This system is not built for us, right? But no, I'm saying I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm saying that's what black people have. They have the church. And so the church sets like this moral code that you're supposed to live up to, and this is what you're supposed to do, and this is how you're supposed to walk through life. Now, if you mess up, right, you still have this fear of hell, which we talked about, right? You have this fear of hell. I'm going to go to hell, so I got to get off of it as quick as possible. Now, that quick as possible could be 2 days or it could be 20 years. But you always have this in the back of your mind, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to hell. I got to stop. Black queer folk, on the other hand, we are already going to hell according to the black Christians, right? And so since we are already going to hell, it's like we really don't have some type of...
there's no hope.
No hope.
And that's one of the biggest pillars of suicide.
Yeah.
Is no hope. And so when you're in life and you don't have hope.
1 second. I just want you bitches out there to hear this. Listen and listen clearly, my loves.
Oh, Lord.
Because I have a lot of women who listen, and I really appreciate y'all. Your homophobia is killing us, bitches. Your homophobia is killing us. Okay, continue.
Oh, damn.
So there's no hope.
Right.
And to that point, homophobia leads to that.
Right.
Because all of that leads to not having spaces, not having programs, not having connections, resources. It can be lead to all of that.
I think what kills me is the closeted homophobia because, like they said, like the good gay, the good sis can do your hair, your nail, dress you, and all this. Y'all sitting there kikiing at the nail salon and the hair salon, but let your son say, "Mom, I'm gay." Oh, it's the world has ended. You are going to hell, bitch. But girl, we was just sitting here. You was just talking to me. We was talking about relationships. I'm your best friend. But now behind closed doors, you telling your son he about to die, he gonna catch AIDS and all this. But I think to me it's more, even though I agree with you, but I think what hurts me more is the closet homophobia because they ain't gonna say it to your face. Like, I just don't agree with you. But it's that, bitch, I thought your son gay. What? Now it's just then the whole world. Then you become the worst. Then you become a child molester and all that stuff.
Well, so what I would like for people to do, and I just said this. This is probably gonna take you guys by storm. But who else would I be if I was on Dick in the Box and not take y'all by storm? Take hell off the motherfucking table, okay? What do I mean by take hell off the motherfucking table?
Please
listen. For me, I'm strong enough to tell you that I have a relationship with God. With whatever y'all say that I don't have a relationship with, I'm very clear on my relationship with Him. But aside from that, whether you feel I have a relationship with Him or not, or my community has a relationship with Him, we are magical. And if you feel like we're going to hell, which you don't have a place to put us in the first place.
Oh, that's what Faye just said. You don't have a heaven to put me on a hell. Oh,
Lord. No, you don't have a place to put me in the first place. But I want you to take hell off the table. Since you have made it really clear that that's where the fuck you think I'm going, right? Take it off the table. Now we know that. Now tell me why you don't like me, right? If we took hell off the table, right?
Yeah, but that's
why you don't like me.
That's not fair. You out here living your best life. I'm not living my best life, so this ain't fair.
So you go to hell. Go to hell, bitch.
That's where it comes from. It's how dare you be bold enough to stand up and say and question and do what you want to do to live your life the way to be authentic to you. Because maybe some things I want to do in my life is authentic because it goes against this. So I can't do it, you can't do it.
Listen, let me tell you this.
He said take hell off the table. I'm putting that on Facebook. I'm asking. Take hell off the table. Now tell me why you don't like me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh. I don't No, you can't scare me with a place I ain't going. I don't motherfucking like Tacoma, Washington. You can't scare me by saying you're gonna send me there because bitch you gotta get me there. I ain't scared.
What's Tacoma, Washington? What's in Tacoma?
Exactly. My point. I ain't going, so it don't matter. Okay. I ain't going to Tacoma, so it don't motherfucking matter. It's on the other side of Seattle. I will go to Seattle anytime. You ain't taking me to Tacoma. So with that being said, why am I scared of Tacoma when I ain't motherfucking going there? Fuck you and your mama. Back to suicide. Okay. Back to suicide real quick.
Ian's feeling like Ian is the voice of the people. I can tell y'all that now. But I think why there's no hope, but we have to create and people swear up and down, like at my old university, Texas Southern, there is no safe space for the LGBT students. And I hear that so many times. But then you have places like Rice, U of H, they do have those centers that you can go to. So,
for white people.
For the Caucasoid. So there is no hope for the students at Texas Southern, for the black gay male who's considering transitioning. There's no people that look like them on the campus. There's nobody who they can relate to and go talk to. Then if they go talk to someone, it's like, well, have you been to talk to your pastor? Yeah, my pastor tried to touch me and molest me, so I can't go talk to him. Can't go talk to my mom because she cussed me out. My daddy not there. Like, it's just so many things. So I understand where there is no hope, but us as community leaders, we have to create this hope for these people. Like, that's why I love Impulse. That's why I love so many of these other organizations, because we have to create these spaces and these times. Even if it's just going once a week, getting a group of people together, going to dinner, going to an outing.
I'm trying to urge Justin to do like that's why I'm bringing him on so much. I'm trying to urge him to do like an event or some child, not like a mental health event where he just sit there and talk about shit. I'm talking about talk to the therapist, bitch. Legs crossed, bitch. Talk about the real shit. Pussy, dick, ass, and hoes. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
open up this box. Really.
No, we do have to be really intentional about the spaces we create because that's the only, literally, literally the reason why I'm here is because my community has saved me. It wasn't anybody that was blood. It wasn't anybody that was connected to me when I was a child. Yes, they played a definite role in who I am and where I'm going, but in terms of what has saved me, what has made me great, it's been Black gay men that saved me personally. And so I am one of the people on the fray that I don't have the education and I don't have the acknowledgement.
You have the education, you just don't have the paperwork to back up your
right. But I'm saying I wouldn't have that without the Black queer folk in my life and the allies that surround that, right? So I am a true believer that like we are who we've been waiting for.
And that goes back to what we talked about last week, or we went to like shows like Pose and all them that talks about gay families and the importance of those entities because a lot of people don't have those spaces. So you have mothers and fathers and siblings and stuff like that who can coddle you and like, come here, babe, let's just go ahead and talk about this. I can relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, but that's a whole nother subject. Gay family, that's a whole nother subject. I know you ain't gonna talk about it later on, but like that's just. So Justin, so this event, when can we expect it? So when can we expect this event?
Well, this first one hear about this event idea, so
that's okay. That's okay.
Ian will help flesh it out. But I'm grateful for that because I think I've been in academia for so long, and I'm growing into the community and expanding the idea of therapy and what it means to be.
See, a Black gay male therapist is very rare, especially in Houston, because you're the only one in the city of Houston. Yeah. So you need to be going around these college campuses and talking to these board of directors.
We about to have them on. We about to do a Stern TEDx, bitch. I'm about to drop my projects, bitch, and get behind the academic bitch in the room. Okay.
Vote for Justin.
Vote for Justin, bitch. City council.
Okay.
District K.
And his boy just slayed. Just Josh back there just.
Bitch, you ain't seen his headshots, bitch. They give very, very contour. No.
Crystal in the bag, just what's up? Like so, his whole boy.
Before we get ready to close, I want to talk about some positive coping mechanisms. Because the thing is, I know we've covered a lot, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed our banter, but we also want to leave you guys hopefully with some ideas, some tips on some positive ways to cope because life does happen. It will always happen. Everybody doesn't have the privilege, right, to have. I have wonderful friends. I have wonderful mentors. I have wonderful people around me. One of the reasons why, although I'm saddened to hear about Ryan's situation, and I hope I'm a good enough friend for him to be able to come to me with going forward.
He is.
But aside from that, I have some wonderful friends that even on my worst days, they make me feel like I'm like the best thing since sliced bread. So everybody doesn't have that.
Because I do believe you don't have to talk to a good friend every day.
Yeah.
As long as they're there when you need them, and I know I can text Ian, hey Ian, can you talk? Bam. I'm just meeting Justin, so I'm still learning Justin. My best friend Kendall, we don't talk every day, but I know my friend Nicole. So I know that if I need someone to talk to, I have people to talk to. So
that's the first tip. Find you somebody to talk to. Yeah.
And they don't have to be your best
I wasn't even trying to make it a tip, but bitch, that is the first tip.
That is a tip.
Find you somebody to talk to.
It's so hard for people because we grow up with what happens in this house stays in this house.
Bullshit.
Even as we leave our parents' house, we still hold that into us. So even as adults, everything we're going through,
I was never raised like
by ourselves. And so you have to get over that and work through that. How can I find people that I trust to talk to? How can I find community? How can I find connection?
How do you?
Well, it depends on your area. That's why it's also really hard to think outside of where we are.
Because rural.
Because other places, they don't have centers. They don't have support groups, 30 in the city. And so it can be hard to find.
You have to create them. That's why I say you have to create this kind of stuff sometimes. Find people who can relate to you.
And at this day and age, also online. There's online counseling. Whereas you can talk to a therapist anywhere in the state of Texas. I could be in Houston. You can be in somewhere East Texas I never heard of.
Yeah. Nacogdoches.
Dallas.
So I think, we have this technology now where online can be accessible now too.
Yeah.
But
What's tip number 2? Go
to therapy.
Go to therapy. Look, I have a sex therapist, an LGBTQ therapist, and a grief counselor, bitch.
Yes.
And I interchange them motherfuckers depending on my issue and my coin. Okay. It is so. I mean, literally, they sustain me. Many reasons why I haven't tried to commit suicide, but therapy has to be at the top of the list.
Pray away, it ain't always gonna work, y'all.
Listen. God gave you prayer, and He gave you humans. Humans gave you science, and science gave you therapy. Go to therapy.
And you can believe in God and go to therapy.
Yeah,
you can do both simultaneously.
Just because Big Mama, Big Mama, she lives a different day and age.
Yeah.
So you can't be going to Big Mama sometimes because she gonna take, baby, just go into that closet, get on your face, and just leave it right.
And Big Mama got her leg cut off too, because she didn't want to get that toe cut off. Right?
She tried to pray the diabetes away, it just didn't work out.
She could have just got that toe cut off, but she said no.
Lord got other plans.
Go to therapy. It can be scary. Let's be honest. You're going to a stranger to tell all your business, but that's also the magic of it too, because it's a stranger. They don't know you from a
and you sign this little thing, this little disclosure that say they can't say shit unless you try to go shoot somebody.
Right.
Okay.
And trust me, therapists ain't gonna say nothing because we done spent about 6-7 years in college, license, exams. We don't lose our license.
Right. I would say that number three is adjust your coping mechanisms, especially if they're negative, right? So a positive coping mechanism is to adjust your coping mechanisms. Like
find a hobby. I say find a hobby.
Well, that may be number 4. Number 3 is separate, only because I think it's ridiculous to think that tomorrow you're gonna stop going to the club and getting high, or going to the club and getting drunk, or going to or sitting at home with your boys and smoking a lot of weed.
And a gangbang,
right? Right, a gangbang, right? You always talk about a gangbang, child. No, but the reality is adjust what that looks like to cope with that, right? Instead of an 8-ball, do a 20 bag. Right? Instead of getting drunk, get tipsy. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, if the club ain't fun without your drugs, then the club just ain't fun.
Right. That's like being around some people. You got to be drunk to be around certain people. You don't need to be around them people. You got to be drunk. Oh God.
You got to evaluate that. You got to evaluate stuff like that. You know, what's going right? Are these people healthy for me?
Yeah. Number 5, you say get a hobby.
Get a hobby.
Like what? What you mean by that?
If you love painting, if you love the arts, if you love dancing, you ain't got to go do it every day. Take it slow. Go find a dance class. Go find one of them art classes that do the painting and shit. Like, just find something that takes you out of your normal box, where you can meet new people, where you can go to new places, where you can see different things you normally would not see, because you've just been in your little world because of your depression, and you're just so used to going to the club every Saturday. Instead of going to the club every Saturday, go bowling. Like, find something different. If you have to go, I know it's scary to go by yourself, but trust, I've done a lot of stuff by myself. Love it. Met some really cool people because they're like, why are you here by yourself? I'm living my life. If don't nobody want to come with me,
like it's golden.
I come by my damn self. So sometimes you may have to go places by yourself, because in them quiet moments is when you learn about yourself. You're learning some things that you ain't never normally learned about yourself. So find these kind of places. It's okay to go to dinner by yourself, the movies, especially shopping.
Yeah.
Get out, just go. Like, see the city. If you live in Houston your whole life and ain't never been to the South Side and downtown, I feel sorry for you. Get out the house.
Number 6, self-love. First of all, love is always a journey, so I don't want to minimize what that looks like. But self-love is super important,
especially as a gay black.
Yeah, really figuring out, like, embracing your curves or your non-curves, embracing your gap or your non-gap, right? Embracing your big dick or your small dick, medium-sized dick, embracing all of that. One way to do that is edging. Yes, I am talking about jacking off and not coming for a long time.
Now, what does this do?
So edging really allows you to explore your attraction, right? Because when you normally go for porn, you go for an end goal, right?
Mhm.
The end goal is to bust your nut, finish,
And go
wipe
to sleep.
up, and go to sleep, or get up and move around, right? But edging really forces you to find something that excites you, right? Something that entices you and attracts you versus finding the end goal. So, like most of the time, like we'll always talk about Pornhub in terms of like there's nothing there, and it ain't if you're trying to get a quick nut, right? But if you're not trying to get a quick nut and you are going through Pornhub to find what really excites you, what really intrigues you, right? What you start to figure out is hold on, like there's a whole other world out here that I haven't been exploring because I've been focusing on the end goal, which is to get out of something or to finish something versus to actually just like walk through it. And I think so. I've always said sex is a good analogy of life, right? And we don't like really accept that sex is a good analogy of life. And if you can really figure out like how to walk through, like this turns me on, this intrigues me. I don't like this, but I can see why they're turned on. This doesn't look comfortable because they don't look happy. All those things during sex, I think that you can always find a way to see that this is not really about the end goal, right? It's not as much about my destination of getting out of my depression or coping with my situation, but it really is about the journey and what I'm learning. I know y'all couldn't take that, but I broke that down.
That was a word. That was a word.
Yes.
We'll take donations and ties and offers. We will do something with the community.
And so that was 6, but I want one more because 7 is the number of completion. So we got one more coping skill.
What we got?
What we got?
Listen to Whitney Houston.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Music is a really good coping
Yeah,
skill.
music is.
Okay, yeah, music. Okay, we say music.
Because I was about to say Whitney Houston is dead to the tub from a little coke.
Listening to music can
Allegedly.
Listening to music can really impact your mood.
Exactly.
So,
Oh my God,
listening, whether it's uplifting pop music, whether it's gospel music, choir music,
Big Freedom.
Get you.
Some bounce music.
Yeah.
That's a really good one to really uplift your mood.
Okay. So, in closing, suicide is real. There are a lot of different issues with that, but always seek a therapist. Always find you someone to talk to.
Justin Smith, he's in the city of Houston.
Yes.
Queer Center.
Or if you're not in the city of Houston and you want to reach out to him, thequeercenter.org or .com. Thequeercenter.com. Please reach out to him. He is one of my good friends. I trust him with your life. And he's a part of Melanin and Mental Health, which is, no, you explain Melanin.
So Melanin Mental Health is a great organization that basically is working to break the stigma of mental health in the Black and Brown community. Go to melaninmentalhealth.com. There's a directory full of Black and Brown therapists that are wanting to help our community, whether it be depression, anxiety, suicide, sex therapy is real. It can help you. Mm-hmm. And as Ian broke it down, boom! If your sex game is right, your life will be right.
No, so we, like I said at the beginning, we're not trying to trivialize anybody's death or try to like hypothesize what it looks like, but we do want to make sure we let you guys know that community does save. Being a part of something really does change the trajectory of people's lives. It can't always keep everyone, but just like in public health is about the public and not about the people sometimes. And so if we can save one of us, that is literally saving all of us. So how can we find you guys? Any information about anything going on?
I just want to say one thing.
Okay.
Looking now on the morning rain. I used to feel so inspired.
Boom, 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 boom.
That was from Miss Aretha, honey. I'm still praying for you, Auntie. I will. You.
Now, would you hold her shake and go in?
I will hold that shake and go. Okay. Okay.
Let's do a little Whitney tribute. And
I, my God. Oh, my babies, I love you. I love you always and forever. But you can find me on Instagram at MuseCreativeInc. I know our names are so long. That's Muse Creative Inc. On Facebook, Ryan L. Barker is a video of me singing in my Abbey. I don't get on Twitter. I don't have nothing else but a Facebook and an Instagram. And you can catch me at Bissonette, because this car note is getting out of control. So make sure when you see me, you give the code word. The code word is blue. Okay, that's it. So I know you real. Okay,
that's it, and that's all.
Okay, I ain't got time. Harris County is not about to get me. Okay.
Harris County listener.
You can find me. My private practice is called The Court Center. You can find thecourtcenter.com. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is all The Court Center.
Okay.
Real simple.
And I'm Ian L. Haddock pretty much everywhere. You can find me in the city near you, hopefully, bitch, if y'all book me.
Yeah, he's booking. He's traveling, okay? He's traveling.
So, actually, I'm excited. I think I'll be working in Dallas. Maybe Los Angeles. I think I'm going to Los Angeles in September, but I'm hoping that it'll be San Francisco. I just hit the table because I haven't even talked about that, but God is in the blessing business. Hopefully we'll be.
Oh, she bubble bullshit. Hey, my
anyway,
God.
So this motherfucking box is closed.